So dear students, I'll just tell you how to install the software, where you can get the software. So in order to execute the analog and digital electronics laboratory, we'll be using two simulation softwares, one for analog electronics and the other for digital electronics. So now I'll be talking about the software which you'll be using for the analog electronics laboratory. So in this website link, you will get an details of the software. This first link is about the PSpice software. So you just download the software. Installation of the software is a simple steps. So just after downloading of the PSpice folder, double click on the setup file where you have a computer blue color icon. So just follow the steps given there. Only thing option is you need to enable the schematics checkbox. Rest all you can just follow it and then finish off the installation. Very simple steps. After installing the software, how to use it I'll be telling you. So before that, what and all the data you can get in this Google site, I'll just tell you. So with your lab manual is available here, and also the basic gates and the pin diagrams is available in this link. You can download these two contents for your future reference also. So then we'll just switch on to the simulation software, how it works. And also the syllabus is available in this link. You can download it. So it is having two parts, part A and part B. Part A is of analog problems. Part B is of digital problems. The free software available to execute the analog electronics part. So for the digital electronics part, it's a paid software that you can't install it. Once you're back in the college, you can use that software. Right now, you can use this PSpice and execute simple circuits, and we can work with that. And the hardware part, we'll do a video record and we can share with you. You can learn the concepts. Once you're back in the college, you can spend time in learning those experiments. So once you install this, you need to open the schematics. You can just observe here. So this is what the file you need to open, schematics. Once you open also, many files will open. So the files are like PSpice application bridge, PSpice manage viewer, message viewer, PSpice design manager. But you need to open this PSpice schematics. So in the PSpice schematics, how to draw the circuit. That is what I'm going to show you. So you know how to draw a NOT gate and how to provide the input for it, how to execute the output. But here we are not drawing any components by ourselves. The components are already available. We're just using those components in order to draw the circuit. For all the basic gates, universal gates, what we are using, you need to know the IC numbers of that particular gate. Then we can able to extract that component. Go to the draw option in the file bar, menu bar. Then get new part. Here you need to type the part name, what component you need. For example, if you need a resistor, you can just type R. You can get the resistor. You can place it, how many ever resistors you want, you can place it. But I don't want any more, I need only one. You can just do a right click on this, it can quit. If you want any other component, you can just write the part name and you can able to export that component here. So now I'll be drawing one simple circuit, that is for the NOT gate. So the IC number of the NOT gate is 7404. So you type that, you can just import that, like you can place that component. So since it is an analog electronics part, so you're not supposed to, we can't provide the input as 0 or 1. So how you're going to provide the input for this is you just use a continuous signal where certain period of time the input is high and certain period of time the output is low. So what the signal we can use is like a digital clock or a square wave. So now we are going to use the digital clock where the content is a square wave. So you just type with the dig, you can just place that component and we can close this. So we don't require any more. So one digital clock is fine enough because only one input for the inverter. So you can just click on the right click or an escape button to get rid of that. In order to maximize this, you can click on this icon. So where it can maximize it. So now I want to connect these components. Never connect these components end to end. You can see the warning there. Never connect any two components end to end. Always have a gap in between. So how I can create a gap in between? You use a wire in order to connect the components. That's what I mean to say. So connect two components along with the wire. So now the circuit is almost ready. We can able to simulate it. But the thing is, what is this input we are going to provide here? And what is the input has been flowing to this pin number 1? And what's the output we are going to extract across pin number 2? That is what we need to focus on. So in order to extract the output and in order to measure the input, we require the voltage marker. This is available on the toolbar. You use this and place it over this. Now if I want to place it on this, again it will be an error. So in order to avoid this, what we can do, add a wire to the front of it as well. And then place the voltage marker on that. Now I place the marker. So you can observe here this marker is overlapping on the inverter. I don't want it to happen. So you can just flip this. How I can flip this? Just press Ctrl F to flip it. You can also use Ctrl R to rotate the component. So you can just make a note of this. Ctrl F to flip the component, Ctrl R to rotate the component. Once you mark the voltage across the input and output, we need to see what is the input we are providing. You can just double click on this bubble and you can name the input. So the input I'll be providing is, I'll be mentioning it as V in, and the output as in V out. So these are the input and output we are measuring across the inverters. So now I'm providing an input with the digital clock. But what is that input we are providing? Double click on this digital clock and then we can provide these details. Time being, I'll not be providing a delay. So delay, when I provide for that much time duration, no action will be done. So this input will be 0. That's what the meaning. So I'll not be providing any delay now. We'll set an on time and off time. So you can set any time duration. So I'll be setting 2 milliseconds on time. Click on 2 milliseconds and then save attribute. So I'll be setting 2 milliseconds off time. So save attribute. Then click on OK. With this, I've set the time duration for the on time and off time of the digital clock. Means for 2 milliseconds, it will be high. So whenever the input is high, output I'll be extracting as 0. Whenever the input is low, output I'll be getting it as high. That is what the setting we have done for this digital clock. What if I'm using a AND gate or an OR gate? There are 2 inputs. So I require 2 digital clocks to provide across the inputs. If I provide like this 2 milliseconds duration for both on and off time in the AND gate, OR gate also. So at any part of the time when I execute, I'll be getting only 2 combinations, either 0, 0 or 1, 1. So when there are 2 inputs, it's very clearly known that you need to have 4 combinations, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So you just check the time duration. You can just alter the time duration so that you get all 4 possible combinations across the input. So now this is what has been done. You need to save this file. You can go to File, click on Save option. You can just save related to the name. Already I have 2 files. I just save it with not 2. Same names cannot be given for multiple files. So once it's been saved, you can see the name across this. Now I need to proceed with setup analysis. So click on the setup analysis, enable this transient and then click on the transient. Once you click on the transient, you get this option. print step and final time. Final time, this is about the output screen. What is the output screen you need to visualize? So this output screen is in terms of nanoseconds. The input what we are providing in terms of milliseconds. In order to get one pulse, we have given 2 milliseconds each side, both positive and negative sides. So we'll be having 4 milliseconds for one pulse. If I want to visualize only one pulse across the output, then you provide here 4 milliseconds. Suppose I want to visualize 2 pulses across the output, then you give it 8 milliseconds. It all depends on what is your input, how many waveforms you want to visualize across the output. Based on that, you provide this time. Then click on OK. So then close this. Then you can simulate this. So this is your output screen. You can just see your, it is 0 to 8 milliseconds because that is what the time we set there, final time. So this is our input, V in. When V in is 0, our V out is high. When V in is high, our V out is low. This is how we can able to simulate the circuits. So now I've shown about a NOT gate. Similarly, you can do it for the other gates, OR, AND and all. The IC number for an AND gate is 7408. The IC number for OR gate is 7432. So you can just do all these experiments and you can just share your screen to the concerned faculties and show the output whatever you got. If you get any errors, you can ask us. Thank you.